In the cash, mate. I'm doing better than Brownie.
Hi guys, welcome to Football Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe, and spreading the love during this pandemic. Because we all need a little bit of loving. Oh, fucking hell, the last half an hour I definitely need loving. Before we go any further, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Remember, subscription is free, so if you haven't done it yet, then I'm sending Nathan over, and he can knock your door. Anyway, welcome to the Daily Roundup Show. And we are expecting someone else. That person is, well, I have done it via Twitter, DM'd him. So anyway, Daya and Nathan, how are you guys? Okay?
Okay? Yeah, good, yeah.
I do apologize for being late. It's completely my fault. Hold my hands up. And fucking hell, there's loads of comments here. Bloody hell. As the tournament's come to an end, the bloody show's getting busier.
Yeah, no, it is. And that's what happens because we've had two. Well, the first match was a better match of the night. Second match was nothing. Belgium and Portugal are two poor teams tonight.
Well, I didn't. You know what? Because of family issues, I didn't watch that game. So you two will have to fill me in on it. But let's go in the chat room first, see who's around, and then we'll have a chat. And also we'll have a chat about, the latest with Gareth Bale. We'll have a chat then. But we'll do football first. Right, Tom. Great game tonight. Stefan, tournament wide open. We were talking about that. Come on, Brownie, we are. Yeah, I know. Do apologize for being late. Everyone's saying hello to one another. Where you at? Okay. Bloody hell. Okay, now. Brownie, bloody on the loo again. Stefan, hope you're good. I like it when everyone knows each other now. Do you know what I mean? It's a good community, man. Good community feel. Hello, Tom. Come on, Adam. For fuck's sake, I knew I'd get the blame. In fact, I deserve to have the blame, but never mind. Where's Brownie? Fucking hell, you guys really look forward to this show. I fucking don't, but never mind. Right. I can't even tell whether Sam Greenwood is a real Sam Greenwood or not a real Sam Greenwood. If it is a real Sam Greenwood, Sam, I have sent you a link to your Twitter DM. I can't tell on my phone whether it is or not, so never mind. Casey, everyone, right? Come on, and let's talk about the first game. Holland v Czech Republic. Me and Nathan done a watch along day. I did come in on it. During the middle of the second half. As a West Ham fan, I'm sure he had an interest in Kufal and Souček. And I think before we, our thoughts and prayers go out to the people of the Czech Republic for what I'm sure today's result give the Czech population a lift on the tragic circumstances that have happened recently. So let's go into that. Right, Daya, you first. Go on.
Well, what's the tragic circumstances?
We had a tornado and many people passed away, Daya.
Oh, today? What? Okay, now. What, today?
Yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool.
Well, I know the editor of Global 247, and he didn't. No, listen. No, it happened. I've spoken to the Czech ambassador and everything. So I thought
All right.
I thought impressed both of them.
Live part-time in Prague, so enjoy my time out there. So good people. I like the Czech people.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game. Let's get to the game. Yeah, well, the Czechs did exactly what I said they would do. Beat Holland. The Dutch defence want nothing special. It was definitely a red card. He tried to palm the ball away. I know Nathan doesn't agree with me, but it was a straight red. VAR sorted out the game. And I thought the Czechs played really well. They had a game plan. They stuck to it. And it paid off. Souček and Kufau were absolutely out of this world. Probably added a few more million to the value, which David rubbing his hands with. But yeah, no, they were great, mate. They were great. They've been great for West Ham all season, as you know, and they've carried that form over into their national side, which is great to see. And I do love Czech people. I loved my time in Prague. I'll have to go back one day, but I sort of lived out there every weekend, every 3. So Friday to Sunday. Fantastic country, fantastic people. And apart from England, I'd like them to see them win it. They won't win it, but because England's going to win it. But yeah, no, I didn't fancy England at the start, mate. The way this tournament's going, and the more I start to think deep about it, and I think England have got a massive opportunity to actually win some silverware for a change.
Can I just jump in on that there? Right, listen, guys. I know the fake Sam Greenwood has gone in the chat. I blocked him. I've had a message from the real Sam Greenwood. He's just finished off his grub, and then he's jumping in on a stream. Right, okay. So right, I absolutely agree with you. I did say yesterday that they were going to turn him over. I also did, and I'm still convinced that they deliberately wanted to finish second to get in the group because they fancied their chances against Holland, whether it was with or without De Ligt.
Well, I don't think that's the case. I think
I don't think that's the case.
Nah, it's just your conspiracy theories. They'd love to beating England, but England are better than them.
But I also think as well that this is another example because it happened to Italy last night. You take them out, you take them away from home advantage, and some of these so-called top teams will struggle.
So do you think France will struggle tomorrow then, do you?
Well, no. France
hang on, Brownie. But where did Holland play their game today then?
Budapest. Did France play all their games in Paris then? I don't think they did.
No, they didn't play any games in Paris. Where did they play?
No. What I'm saying, okay, Denmark, no worries at all. Put them to one side, but take Italy out of Italy, and they struggled against Austria. Take Holland out of Holland, they struggled.
Or take Germany out of Germany, they'll struggle.
Definitely. There's a lot of Dutch.
There we go. There
was a lot of Dutch fans there, Mike, to be fair, wasn't there?
There was. Well, Budapest can be full, can't it? 60,000, I think I told.
Yeah.
Or wasn't it great seeing a good crowd in a stadium?
It was, yeah. And there's more rumours going around with the Italian president that he wants it moved out of Wembley because the cases are growing in England. There'll be an announcement tomorrow that lockdown will not end until the 19th of July, which then puts the final of the competition in jeopardy. Well, don't put it in jeopardy. It'll be 60,000. It'll not be a full stadium, but 60,000 is just like Budapest, so it'll look full, just won't be full.
Yeah.
I just don't see why.
Do any of you think that
Sam Greenwood's having a problem joining? That's a fake one, is it?
I don't know. I'm checking now as we talk. So, do you think any of you think the Czechs are dark horses first?
Well, they could be, but it's hard to tell at the minute. They need to beat Denmark, and then I'll consider them.
Because that game is going to be in Baku, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game.
That's going to be an interesting one.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Take them both out of Baku let's see how they can.
I hope-
over there.
I hope that one's on the Friday because I'm obviously going away there on the Friday. I'll try and join your daily roundup show on the Friday, but it'll be on my phone.
Well, hang on. Who asked you? Where's the offer coming from, yet?
Well,
I haven't offered you yet. You cheeky. What? Hang on. What you want to?
So you're going to start now slagging off
joking.
the next, even though you don't pay them?
I'm joking.
Hey, Nath, I got a channel, mate. We can always switch over to.
I'm
We
joking.
carry on with this nonsense.
And just to I sorted that Sam Greenwood thing.
yeah. So it could be this. The Czechs could do well in the next game. It's hard to tell though. I know, but the Netherlands were down to 10 men, and you've got to look at that. You've got to look at that. The 10 men, Netherlands. You've got to look at that. If it was 11 men, would that have happened?
Well, I think the Czechs would have still won, personally.
And I have
watched
back the red card incident, and now it was a red card. I've watched it back.
Well, thank you for your admission, Nathan.
I've watched it back a couple of times, and
it was intent there. You could tell it was intent there.
Yeah, and I've listened back to Peter Walton, and definitely
bad intent. It would have still been a yellow card, I think.
Nathan, always listen to Daya. He's always right.
Well, you're sobered up now, Nathan. You're sobered up since, and you watch it over.
I've watched it over a couple of times now, and I've listened to Peter Walton's comments, and yeah, it is definitely a red.
Right. Well, I tell you what. People in the chat, do you what's the kind of feeling? Was it a red or wasn't it a red? What's the feeling of people in the chat? And in response to Matthew Rogers, can you please read about speeding ticket, court appearance, Brownie? Phew. You know what, Matt? It's been fucking too many. Which one are you talking about?
Peru are winning.
He's on about your Malaga one, I think, mate.
Peru.
Which one?
When you were getting deported from Spain.
Right. No. You know what? That story's not as good as my other ones back here.
Say again, you broke up, man.
No, sorry. That one's boring compared to the ones I had back here. The court appearances and speeding tickets I've had back here. So that's a boring one. And here we go. The Rio Sam Greenwood is joining us.
Here he is, Big Sam.
All right.
That's hello. How you guys doing? Oh! I've got a copy. I've got a copy in the chat. Have I? Oh, yes.
Yeah, you've had a copy in the chat.
Probably
every chat, Sam, and the thing is, right? It's every chat, right? But because I do it on my phone, I don't know. I can't remember if it doesn't show me whether there's the mod Sam Greenwood or the non-mod Sam Greenwood. So I apologize on that. I've now learned to open my laptop and have the two streams going at the same time.
Yeah, it's probably the best idea.
I can safely say to all the mods now, the Sam Greenwood in the chat there is not me. So just ban him if you want. I mean, I don't know why we give him the.
No, he doesn't come back. But in all fairness, when he does keep on coming back, it helps with subscribers, really.
That's true. It's views. It's views, isn't it? You know, yeah, it's true. Yeah, views.
It helps the channel, and he's just helping. He's just helping. Even if he dislikes it, he's still helping the channel.
Sam,
it's quite flattering, really. It's quite flattering, actually.
I know. The other day I went to town, and it was like a group of 15-year-olds, and I said, "Oh, you Adam Brown, in you?" I said, "Yeah." You know, looking who. Now, normally, I've either fucked a girlfriend, or something like that, right? And I was like, yeah. And we know you're on the internet. Can we have a photo with you? And I'm like, fucking hell. What's this all about?
Crazy.
What's this all about? Yeah, it happened. And then I thought normally, that's so strange that people are nice to me. Normally it's like arguing, see you next Tuesday, or something like that, you know? So, yeah, the wonders of YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you, Sam? You good?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks, not too bad. Hope you guys are well. Dale was going to ask me something. So what was it, Dale?
Oh, sorry, man. I thought this had turned into the Brownie talk along. So, then. I thought what's the fucking point of getting invited on the show? I know I don't get fucking paid, and how can I get fucking
harsh, isn't it?
Yeah. So I've lost my train of thought now, Sam. Good to see you.
I tell you what, why I invited Sam on there, right?
Oh, because another history lesson now, is it? Come on.
No, because
it's pretty simple. You invite Sam on because he's a fucking good bloke.
If you allow me to fucking talk, I'll tell you. Right. Right.
Anyway, folks, if you want a non-nonsense, non-talk along show, Dave's banter will be going live.
Hang on, man. Right, hang on. Right.
Subscribe now. Ready for the big show.
Right. Throughout the day. Shut up. Throughout the day, we have all had, I wouldn't say the majority, but a sizable minority shouting out fake news, bullshit about Bale. So Sam is going to be, when we go on to that section, Sam is going to be the fake news voice of the people. So he's going to cross question the both of us, and then we see where we go.
Yeah, I'm used to your bullshit, Brownie. Don't worry, I'm used to it.
Right, you go. Listen, you know, I don't like being called a liar, right? Regarding that, so basically, Sam is the fucking the voice of the people who don't believe the story. So people in the fucking chat, if you don't believe,
power to the people.
Yeah, if you don't believe the story, put your questions in the chat, and then Sam will pick them up. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the chat. Yep, I will. Yep, that's for sure.
No worries. Right, okay. Right. Sam, check game against Holland today. What was you?
I was very underwhelmed by the Netherlands, to be honest. I thought they would be a bit more on the front foot and take hold of that game a bit more. I was expecting a lot more from Wijnaldum and Depay and Marlon and those guys. They didn't really show up today, did they? I thought the Czech lads had a very good setup. They set up really well defensively. They were smart the way they played in midfield, and they just set up really well to counter the Netherlands, and their tactics and their strategy worked really well, and they worked really hard, and they deserved their win. Basically, they deserved it. It was a bit underwhelming from the Netherlands, so I must say.
I tell you what, Box, you've got
reality check. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
reality check for the Netherlands. Box, you should work for the. I was going to say the Sun, but no, you're too good for working for the Sun. But you should work for some Global 247. There you go.
Yeah.
Having a headline maker like Box, look. Reality check for the Netherlands.
Yeah, no, I was surprised really. I had the Netherlands down for a win for that one, but the Czechs had a very good performance, and the Netherlands, they didn't really show up today. So yeah, that's what happens in the Euros. You never know. That's it. You never know.
This Norwich fan Stefan really winds me up sometimes. This canary Stefan says,
he's a fucking Ipswich fan, you block. Oh, you dickhead. He's an Ipswich fan, not fucking Norwich. That's like calling me a Millwall fan.
Hey, if you read the comment, you know why I called him a Norwich fan.
That Gail's good at Cardiff. I've seen him in Swansea near the library. Well, he could have been going to the library in Newcastle. Would you predict he'd go to Newcastle then, would you?
I don't want no stories about bloody mold on Newcastle toilets tonight.
Oh yeah, Sam.
Jesus.
There's a crisis. There's a crisis at St James's Park, mate. They got mouldy toilets, according to Nathan.
Bloody hell!
That's why they call him Mike Ashley's head.
That's it's not the only mouldy thing in St James's Park. I tell you that. I think the fucking team's mouldy as well.
They finished 13th in the Premiership, mate. Mike Ashley's doing a good job there.
Oh, it depends what you call good, I suppose. But yeah, I mean,
I don't want this conversation again. Please, no. He went on for 4 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
Sam, Sam, do you think it was a penalty or not? Sending off. Sorry, sending off.
Yeah, I thought he saw the motion with his arm. He was clearly, for me, he was clearly trying to push the ball away as he fell down. That's what it looked like to me. I thought it was very, very clear that he was trying to push the ball away, and I was really quite surprised, really, that a player of his ability would actually do something like that. But it shows his lack of experience. You know, he's still young, isn't he, Dillich? So. You know, not quite experienced yet, but what I thought he did there was actually very silly. And for me, I thought it was just. I could definitely see the red card. I mean, I don't have anything against it.
Could I just put something to you lot? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Now, you know, we've all had a fall at one point or another, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your arms go out to soften.
Yeah, but look at the way his arm moves.
Hang on. If you fall in and you see that you're going to fall on the ball, that can be painful.
Yeah, but you could see his arm going. You could see
his arm. His arm was clearly pushing the ball away from me.
I know. I'm just wondering whether he's pushing the ball away because he didn't.
No, he's pushing the ball away because he was trying to be smart and not let the ball fall in the path of the Czech player. That's what it was.
I know
he thought he could get away with it.
Deliberate, but
he
said get away with it.
He said in his interview after the game, that was my fault. Now, you don't come out and say after an interview it's my fault if it wasn't your fault, do you?
Ben, I know it's
Brownie always trying to find some kind of fucking way out of it, as always, isn't it?
I know.
You know, always some little conspiracy somewhere.
You've got to though. You've got to look at both sides.
So out of 10. What would you give both performances there? Holland and Czech Republic.
Oh, you're talking to me. Czech Republic. Sorry, mate. I've one with it. Czech Republic today, I'd give them 8 out of 10, mate.
Okay. And Holland?
5.
And one more question before I go to the others. Do you think it can beat Denmark?
Oh, the Czechs have beat Denmark. I can't wait for the Danes to be beat. Everyone's giving them the sympathy vote. I can't wait for them to get fucking beaten and out of the fucking competition myself. I can't stand Danish people. They're a horrible fucking race. No, they are. The Danish.
Jeez. Right. We'll swiftly go on just in case there's certain members of the press bloody watching this.
If a Danish in the comments, piss off to another channel and don't want to go ban the show, you'll get fucking slaughtered.
Right.
Sounds like he's had some trouble with some Danes before our old day, huh?
Yeah. Funny I am. Funny.
Sounds like he's choked on some bacon bap.
Right. Yeah, he's had some Danish sausage, isn't he? That's what he's had.
Yeah, he's been stuck by a Danish man somewhere.
I'll tell you his name. Peter Ball from Skivvy Football Club still owes me about fucking 20 grand. There you go.
Right, okay. Nate, out of 10, both performances, and do you think they beat Denmark?
I would give Netherlands a 4, and I would give Czech Republic a 9. I think they played really well. I do, and I think, yes, they'll beat the Danes, but they won't beat England.
Here we go.
Hang on. Where did that come from?
It's coming home. It's coming home.
It's coming. Football's coming
home. Deutschland, Uber Island.
Hey, are you having an open top bus because you qualified out the group round of Wales? They normally have an open top bus when they don't win anything.
They've got a DVD coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, they've got a DVD coming out. Gareth Bale telling a reporter.
We know what happened to Claude when he said that, Sam. So let's not bloody mention that. Right, Sam, out of 10, both.
The Netherlands were very underwhelming. I'll probably give them a 5 myself. Czech Republic I thought played very well, set up well. They played with lots of effort. They did really well. 8 out of 10 for me as well. And no, I don't think they're going to beat Denmark.
What's the kind of feeling in Norway about Denmark going? as far as they are.
Well, the Norwegians, of course, are backing up their neighbours. You know, they're not we hate the Swedes. Really, it's not the Danish we hate. So
Bring on the Swedes.
So we're backing the Danes. Really, they're sort of like our friends, Scandinavian friends. But the thing is, you know, I know they've got all the sympathy vote and all of that, and you know, blah blah blah. I understand that. But I also think what's happened with Eriksen has galvanised him. You know, it's really galvanised him, and the way they played the second half, the way they played that second half in the last game. If they do anything close to that, then I think they can beat the Czechs. I really do.
I personally, Sam, listen, I'm not going to mention some of the words in which, you know, younger generation of Welsh fans, because I remember the Bobby Gould times, right? And I'm telling you, we would have been happy just to qualify, let alone be disappointed that we didn't reach the quarterfinals, right? But listen, I can't hide from the fact I think Wales played poorly, and as a result, Denmark tactically they changed the defence, as they said last night. They changed the defence, and Wales just didn't follow the tactical change. And it battered us.
Yeah. You were pretty behind everything in that game, you know. Well, didn't really match them at all, really, to be honest.
It did kind of like, I don't know. Listen. This is such an unfair tournament. I don't fucking like it. You know.
Oh, here we go. Here we fucking go.
No. Okay, listen. Right, we all know through COVID just the reality of how much the crowd can help be the 12th man in games, because with stadiums empty, some of the teams' home records have been appalling during COVID, right? And you know, I'm going on Premier League, you know, so that. And when you've got a Danish government banning Welsh fans but allowing Danish fans, it's basically a fucking home game.
But it depends on the rules and regulations of the country, Brownie. That's what you're forgetting. Each country has different rules and regulations about what countries they let in, they don't let in, you know, etc., etc.
I understand that.
And Wales is part of the UK, right? And the UK at the moment is just about on every red list across the globe.
Yeah.
You know, the UK are not being let in anywhere, basically, all throughout the globe at the moment. The Wales is part of the UK.
They are with Spain, but Russia, they've done the same with Russia, you see.
No, I'm saying I did say most of the world. I didn't say all of the world. I said most of the world at the moment have the UK, and the Wales is part of the UK as a red country. And that is why the Welsh fans weren't let in as many as they would like to into the Danish ground.
And also as well, you can't hide from the fact that over this tournament so far, Wales have travelled over 5,000 miles.
Yes, but Brownie, let me ask you this question, all right? Do you seriously think that UEFA sit down and plan, where the games are going to be played after they see the group games? It's all planned beforehand, mate.
Yeah,
it's all planned beforehand.
I said on the BBC or Sam.
It's all planned beforehand. The way it falls, who finishes what in which group. That's how it all falls and where it goes to after the group stages.
I just think after the Champions League final being moved from Istanbul to Portugal, because
you can't do that though, Brownie.
Hang on, brother. Let me just make my freaking point before you try and chop me down. Right? Basically, I think because of the different restrictions in different countries and so on, I think for the first time, it may have been better for the competition as a whole if they just held off on doing the venues. I know it's hard, but the venues for the later stages until we knew just which teams and from what part of the continent were playing where.
It's all down to the rules and regulations, and they change all the time. And what happened with you know what happened? Turkey became a red country all of a sudden, and they had to move it. You know, it's as simple as that. You know, UEFA. That's why the final, the Champions League final, they were seriously trying to get that to Wembley. and they didn't get it to Wembley because basically with being on the red list and everything, and the UK having most countries as well on an amber or red list at that time, the UEFA, they wanted 2,000 guests, officials and guests, to be at that final, and the UK government basically said you can't have more than, I think it's like 500 or something like that. So that's why UEFA reneged on that, and then they moved it to Portugal because
maybe it's just my mindset. From living in Spain, and then I come back to like something where I was 6 months ago regarding COVID.
Yeah, but you don't think about the different countries, how they're all different with their rules and regulations, Brownie. You're not thinking from that perspective.
Yeah, it could well be, and if I do hold my hands up, Dale, what do you think?
I got a clue, mate. Don't know what you're talking about.
No, just regarding. All right, forget it.
I think Dare's a bit mad because he's not being able to talk as much as he normally does.
No, I'm just chilling out, relaxing, Sam. I wasn't listening. I think Brownie's talking a load of shit, right?
Right, okay,
about his ground placement.
Okay, I know what
he
said. He just wants me to...
He's still over talking me now. Fucking carry on, then, Brownie.
Come on. You two can
Gareth
talk.
Bale. There you go.
Listen, you three take it away, because I did not watch that. For personal reasons, I did not watch the Belgium Portugal game. So you two take it away. I'll go off cam. You two talk about it.
So Brown has gone for a piss as usual.
That's that pea bladder working again. The pea bladder.
You can tell Wells are knocked out. He's very upset and talking shit, isn't he? You know.
He's always talking from this perspective like it's some kind of big agenda. He doesn't think that countries actually have. He doesn't think that countries actually have rules and regulations about COVID.
Oh, he's worse for conspiracies that you'll ever meet, mate, honestly.
It would have been hard for UEFA as well, moving the Champions League, big Champions League final like that.
Well, if the UK had less strict regulations, they would have moved it to Wembley. But because UEFA wanted 2,000 people there at the ground from UEFA, and because of the total amount of people who are going to be let into Wembley, which is, I think was it 10,000 or something like that, or 20,000? I can't remember.
20,000. That's what
it was. 20,000, yeah. But and UEFA wanted 2,000 out of that, and then the English FA and the government basically said no, you can't have more than 500. So then that's why UEFA didn't move it to Wembley. They said, okay, we'll go to Lisbon then, because then we can get our 2,000 people in there. Because that's at the end of the day, UEFA do think about all their sponsors and all their diplomats and the VIPs and all that. That's what they think about, isn't it? So yeah, that's the way that works.
They've got to, haven't they?
Brownie thinks you just get on the mobile, switch it.
But I'll tell you what, talking about the game today, though, I was very underwhelmed by Belgium. I thought Belgium were quite poor, to be honest, and very, very lucky. Very lucky to get away with that. Portugal had a few decent charges.
I think Portugal were poor. I think Portugal were poor as well.
But Portugal had so many chances. I mean, Belgium really rode their luck there, didn't they? But
you've got to look at it. They didn't score. They hit the ball like how many times?
Yeah, I know, but they had the chances. Belgium didn't really have many chances. But yeah, I also agree Portugal were poor, because what Portugal I thought was they were standing so far off the Belgian players. They weren't pressing them. It was really strange to see. They were letting them play so much.
And the Belgian goal was a good goal. Really good goal from Torgan Hazard.
Yeah, it was a good goal.
Really good goal.
And De Bruyne being injured now, I wonder how bad that injury is going to be, because if they start without him, I think they're shot, to be honest.
Well, that's
exactly. Yeah.
He's had twice had that injury that
he just had it recently, didn't he? He had an injury like that recently, didn't he? He's probably come back too soon. That's what they always do. They bring the star players back too soon.
Well, they need him.
He's got injured again.
Well, they need him, but you can't rush back players. That's like rushing back Marcus Rashford for the England squad.
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford back myself.
No, we don't need him. I thought we're looking pretty good with Grealish and Saka, and if we can get Sancho in there maybe as well. It look quite good.
Right, I'm on the Polish Tuski.
That's a good beer. That Tiski. That's a good beer. That's quite a nice one.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But
I think.
What are you guys on?
I'm
on
on
milk
beer tonight.
I'm on milk at the moment.
I'm on Lucasade.
Yeah, I've seen you go to a
Lucas
bar a
say.
couple of times. What are you drinking?
No, I'm on raspberry squash, I think it is,
Are you
mate.
fuck?
Raspberry
Fuck off,
squash.
it's vodka in that.
Ooh, fancy.
Never
Right.
drink vodka, mate.
So,
Never drink vodka.
did you talk about that game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. I thought Belgium. I don't think really either team deserved really to win, but I thought Portugal overall, in my opinion, Portugal were the team that deserved to win. They created the most chances, and in the second half looked like the better team.
Okay,
But Belgium rode it out. They scored that great goal from Hazard, and and that's it. They're through, innit? That's the way it is.
right.
Yeah, in the next round, they've got Italy.
Guys,
Yeah, goodbye.
You know that throughout this tournament, I have said that better teams will get at the Belgian defence. Was that happening tonight or not? Was that
Just in the second half, they did get into that. They had some decent chances. They got through into their defence, and they should have scored. They hit the post, and they had some really good chances.
Portugal just can't score. They were poor.
They just can't finish it, can they? Their finishing is not great, is it? Yeah.
Paul says game changed when Belgium lost Kevin De Bruyne. There was no man between the defence and Lukaku.
Yeah, they struggled a lot more without him. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but Belgium will beat Italy. I didn't think that.
I seriously doubt that.
But
To be honest,
Italy was another one in which I anyway, we'll see. Right.
What about Ronaldo? His armband.
Let's go 247 and Football Brownie exclusive. The last 24 hours, they have wanted to get onto it anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because something else have happened while I was setting up the stream for tonight. So you take it away, mate. Wherever you want to start.
About what, mate?
About the latest with Bale, really. Do you want me to start what I did, and then you can follow on, and then
Is there more developments then, no?
Well, I heard that. Well, you know that. I heard that Bale and his advisors flew out to see Cardiff City owner Vincent Tan before the Euros. Connect that up to.
That's fake news, I reckon.
No, bullshit. No.
Fake news.
Don't be like that now.
No. First
I'll
of
come
all,
back and say, listen, just hear me out.
Yeah. Well, why would if they were going to meet Gareth Bale, right? Then they would go to Gareth Bale. They wouldn't fly to Malaysia. This is probably in one of the worst lockdowns with COVID than anywhere else in the world right now.
I don't think the reason that happened is because I don't think Vincent Tan is very very well. Right, and no, I mean
Where
it.
did you get that one from?
I mean it, right? So
I'd be surprised.
they went out.
I don't know where you're getting your info.
The messenger there.
Looking at the jigsaw puzzle as we were talking about.
Let me talk, yeah.
Well, don't fucking ask me then if you don't want to talk. If you're going to tell me that.
You asked me. Come on, dear. Don't be like that, right? And I won't butt in when you telling what you know, right? Anyway, a representative of a Welsh FA went with that party out to see Tan before the Euros, right? Now, as you mentioned and you revealed yesterday, it's possibly like a job share. He plays for Cardiff.
Yeah, that is going on. Apparently, that's what's taking place.
Right.
I wouldn't say job share, but
I'm just trying to put it in industrial language.
The desire is for Bale to sign for Cardiff City, right? Play for he wants to live in the Vale of Glamorgan. Right, he's got three top clubs to play for. He can travel from his home, Newport, Cardiff, or Swansea. He's not going to go to Swansea.
No.
Right? He's certainly not going to go to Newport, right? Yeah. And one of his big desires and his passion, where he enjoys, according to sources, is most desirable when he plays football is when he plays for his country, right?
Yeah.
So what he's going to do is he's going to have a role at the FAW, right? Coaching and nurturing. There's a lot of those players look inexperienced, I would say, in this tournament, right?
Yeah.
The Nico Williamses of this world, and not just him, but a few others, right? So he's going to nurture them for his desire to nurture them for the World Cup. He's got to play regular football. He's not bothered about the money, right? He gets settled up at Real Madrid and he gets Gareth Bale's probably not touched his wage packet for the last 5-10 years, is he?
Yeah.
Right? So he's not going to be worried about money anymore, mate. I reckon he's probably worth 600 million quid, right? And that's a shit lot of dough, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Right? As for, I won't be funny with it, but wherever you've heard that they flew out, they wouldn't fly out to Malaysia.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you.
Okay. That's up to you, isn't it? But
exactly.
One, I can tell you, we can't go to Malaysia at the moment to buy timber or anything because of COVID. They've got one of the strictest lockdowns going on. Yeah. So I can't see a football player who's about to play in a European Championship sliding into a good country.
Listen,
you might as well go for an Indian.
You know yourself from living in China, yeah? Right? You know yourself from living in China. Things can happen.
You wouldn't.
You're right, if you ask the right people.
If Cardiff City had a sniff of signing Gareth Bale, they'd be going to win.
Yeah, that makes more sense, to be honest.
No.
Come on.
Listen, no. This idea is more Gareth Bale.
Let me tell you what I think it is. Let me tell you what I think it is. What I think is Gareth Bale might well be having some kind of agreement with the...
What we got to remember, you... Hang on, Sam.
Sorry, Sam, you can't speak.
Hang on.
Right?
What we got to remember...
Everybody.
Just 1 second. What we got to remember, you, right? So that we get everything right. Gareth Bale is 32 next month, right? Just put that into perspective. Sam, take it away. I do apologize for jumping in.
Oh, he's 32. He's still got at least a couple of seasons left in him if he wants to. Of course, we don't know where his mindset is. Maybe he's finished. Maybe he's winding down his career. I don't know. But for me, what it looks like is I just can't see a player who's on 500k a week with 1 year left on his Real Madrid contract to give that up to go and play and live in Wales. I just can't see that happening, not on a full-time basis. So what I maybe think, if there's something behind this with the Welsh FA, I think maybe there is some kind of agreement to get him in as like a coach or something like that to help with the setup at the Welsh FA. But he's still going to be playing for Real Madrid or whatever club he wishes to go to, which won't be Cardiff City, because Wales is not very far from mainland Europe. I mean, and he's got a private jet he can use, so he can just jet in and out there how and when he wants. So I don't see why he would move to Cardiff at this stage, because when you're 32 years old, you've still got a couple of seasons at least left in you. So that's what I think. That's my take on it anyway. It doesn't make sense. I agree with Daya. It makes no sense whatsoever that a player as important as Bale is gonna risk getting COVID by going to Malaysia just before the Euros, in, as Daya said, one of the strictest prohibited countries in the world at the moment for COVID. I just don't see why that would even take place, because it's such a huge risk. So, and Dave said, and Bale, as big as he is and bigger player and profile he is, I'm sure the representatives of Cardiff would be able to go to him and talk to him. So, yeah, I mean, for me, there's too many question marks there for this to really make any sense for me, really. And that's what I've got to say about it.
There, God, I apologize for jumping.
Going on your points there, Sam. Right, and this is coming from people obviously who live near him in Cowbridge. I know you don't know the area there and whatever, but his desire is not really club football anymore abroad. Right, he don't want to live abroad. He come back to Tottenham. I know there's talk of him going to China and all that, and I reckon he that as well, because he didn't want to go and live in China at the end of the day. If you've put yourself in his shoes, you've got a huge mansion in a Vale of Glamorgan, right? You've got your own golf course in your back garden. You've got, let's say, for argument's sake, £600 million in the bank, right? You're going to terminate your contract with Real Madrid, where you're going to get paid off that last year anyway. Okay, you're going to get discounted, aren't you? it's going to get discounted from the amount because so he's got that lump coming in as well, right? Which he just tuck into another investment. He's got businesses all around Cardiff, right? Which you're probably not aware of. He owns pubs and bloody all sorts, Brownie, right?
Yeah.
Restaurants, pubs, stuff like that, right? So that's a predicament you're in. He's fed up with traveling. You're fed up with doing these shoes. You're fed up with traveling. What are you going to do? His big desire is to play for Wales. And you could see that in his body language when he represents his country. He led the team and the camp in this tournament, right? That's my thought process to it. If it was me, personally, I'd say, well, I don't need another big. I'm 32. I've got all these businesses. I've got all this money. Right? Yeah. I don't need money, but I enjoy going to play for Wales. He loves that, and he's a very proud Welshman as well. Right. At the same time, he's very grounded. If you met Gareth Bale, you'd be quite surprised how grounded he is compared to a lot of other football players, should we say, right? He's just like a normal bloke you live next door to. He still is, right? Quite quiet, reserved. He's quite a shy bloke. And at the end of the day, he likes his golf. So everyone's made to be. I think he's had a torrid time. I think he's been badly abused when he's been in Spain, in Real Madrid. And unless you've got a really real hard shell of a nature, that's going to piss you off, right? So I'm just reading here now, actually, a story coming in, right? Isco confirms Gareth Bale's desire to play for Welsh club Cardiff City by Pedro Martinez.
Yeah. I've got to come on
Isco reveals teammate Gareth Bale's desire to play for Cardiff City in Wales. The speculation continues in the future of Real Madrid's Gareth Bale. It appears improbable he will remain in Spain. In Wales, there is heavy speculation that Bale, by mutual consent, will terminate his contract shortly with the club and return home. Bookmakers in the UK have lowered the odds. There's the bit.
Hang on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go off cam and then I'm going to put a link of that story in the chat for people to see.
Yeah, all right. But he said Isco came home to Belamadna to celebrate San Juan, which is a big celebration in Spain, right? With his family this week. This afternoon, we're speaking in Las Aranas rooftop bar. Las Aranas is where all the football players hang out and other people in Belamadna, right? Isco said, Gareth is a lovely man, and I was sad to see him and his team go out of the Euros yesterday. I know he will be hurt, but as he knows, he has plenty of more time with Wales. We are very close friends for several years now, and he has always expressed a desire to play for his hometown club in Wales. And from what I understand, that dream is about to take place for him. Whilst I know he will be emotionally upset at present, he will recover and will set his focus on his Welsh dream. Isco himself has left out the Spanish squad, also because he doesn't know currently where his future lies, blah, 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 blah. So there's another hint at it, mate. And when you went with that Welsh squad, it's not like it's totally different to international football than any other team. Like in England's team, love them all over them. They're a team of prima donnas, all of them, right?
Yeah.
But Wales still doesn't have that. Even when the big names, Ramsey, Bale, they're all one in that camp. And that's well. And you see that with the Welsh players, how they are with their Welsh fans. I've gone to watch Wales, right, with Brownie and other people in Europe. Just go for the beer, right? But the players will actually go out and look for the fans after the game and share a beer with them.
Okay, that's good. That's decent.
Yeah. I mean, and still like that. And I think this is only my personal thought on it. Knowing some of the bits that I know about him, wanting to live in the Vale of Glamorgan, he doesn't want to travel. He found it hard enough travelling back and forth to Tottenham from London, right? Don't think of your personal life as well. Remember, he's not one of these flash boys who has a different chick every week and all the rest of it, shags behind his missus' back and gets caught out. He's not an Ashley Cole, say, for instance, right?
Right.
Yeah.
He's with his child bride sweetheart. He's been with since he was 16. They got 3 kids. They're just normal people, mate. Right? And I think his desire is just to drive Wales on into that World Cup. But he's still got to play regular football, isn't he? And he's never played for Cardiff. He's a Whitchurch boy, which is a part of Cardiff, right? Yeah. And he, if I had the chance, if I'd been, let's say, but I had the chance to go and play for West Ham after playing for Real Madrid and this, then I would take the chance to go and play for West Ham. And it's no different than him wanting to go and play for Cardiff, right? Money doesn't always come into football. I know football is a greedy industry. It's all based on money. But there's certain players, not many, but I think Bale is one of those who's amassed a fortune. Let's talk, he's had an absolute fortune. It's a bit like Mark Noble. Mark Noble, when he retires this season, has got to go and play on Hackney Marshes with his mate. There's no difference there either.
I mean, I can see a lot of what you're saying, and you make a lot of good points, and obviously you know a hell of a lot more than what I do when it comes to, where he's from and all his background, and you've actually met him, you know him, obviously, so yeah, I mean, obviously you make a lot of good points there. And maybe it will happen, maybe it will. I mean, there are strange things do happen in football, things do come out of the blue,
Is his name bigger because he's Welsh, right? In the world of football, right? When Steve McManaman played for Real Madrid, right? Nobody ever fucking talks about that anymore, do they?
Yeah.
He went to Real Madrid, he came back, retired, that was it.
No, he's that really highly rated with Real Madrid fans, but no one in the UK talk about it.
No, never got raved up or nothing. And I think Bale being at Real Madrid gets more hype because he's Welsh, right? So the Wales fans all make a big thing, which is fair enough, don't get me wrong. But there's other players. Who else has played for Real Madrid who's never really... Michael Owen played for Real Madrid, didn't he?
Yeah, Woodgate.
Yeah. Remember his time? Who?
Jonathan Woodgate.
Woodgate was another one, wasn't it? You know what I mean? All those who go on to play for Real Madrid have never really been spoken about. We talk about Woodgate now because he's trying his hand at football management. We didn't even... So I think that's...
Hang on. Nathan, what are you doing? Are you moving home?
No.
Sorry, Steve.
So it's like, and if you look at it on a footballing basis, nobody 5 years ago, I can't get the years in place now, but nobody would have thought that Craig Bellamy would return to play for Cardiff City, would they?
What age was he when he returned?
Oh, he wasn't that old, was he? Brown at 28, 30?
Yeah, and then he come back again, didn't he?
Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
He came on loan first from Man City, didn't he? That's right.
Listen, if the guy hasn't got his heart into playing at top level anymore, and he's finished with all the travelling, and he'd rather just take it more easy and all of that. Okay, that's fine. But I mean, that's obviously something Do
you think he can play it? I personally don't think he can play a full season in the Premiership at top level anyway. So if you're a football chairman of Arsenal, West Ham, whoever, would you take him on? Unless he's going to...
No, it's a risk, isn't it? It's a risk, isn't it? Yeah.
It's always a risk.
I wouldn't. He's a good... he's still got his ability, obviously. But he's nowhere near the player that he used to be. His game was built on pace, wasn't it? Really.
But is he going to last a full season in the Championship? How many games?
They probably won't play every game, mate, will he? They won't play him every game. If you've got him for $5,000 a week or whatever, which the chairman was talking about the other week, right?
But will he be able to maintain the level to play for Wales though? If he's playing every other week or every third week for Cardiff?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Nate, what do you think? Because of things have gone on today.
He's not at retirement.
Nate, what do you think?
Browner, at the end of the day, right, he's not at retirement level, is he? You wouldn't look at him and say you need to retire now, mate.
No, I think he's got. That's what I'm saying. He's got at least 2 seasons left in him. I would think.
Yeah, where would you say he's got 2 seasons?
Well, that's the thing. I think he's still Premier League level for me. Because when he's bothered, right? That's the thing with him. When he's bothered, he's still quite good. But at the moment, that's it. Is he bothered? That's the thing, right? He did have some decent performances for Spurs when he was bothered, but a lot of the time he wasn't bothered, was he? That's the problem.
Isn't it the fact that goal to minute per game ratio? He was the best in the Premier League.
Yeah, but that's statistics.
I'm not sure about that really.
Well,
But anyway, yeah.
Mourinho didn't play him for a long time, did he? And he was fit. Now, I've heard, and I don't know if it's true, so don't take it as gospel, but Mourinho was pissed off with him because he wanted to be in Wales all the time.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Nate had an outsider and one spoke. Go on, what do you think?
I think he has. I think the Championship's the right level because he probably will not. He'll not play every game, but he'll play the majority. So he'll play about say 30 games. I would have said about 30 games. If he wants to be back in Wales, you won't. He doesn't want to be at Real Madrid anymore. He doesn't want to be abroad. So if Cardiff is an option, go to Cardiff. If a other Welsh club comes in, go to that. But I think he's going to Cardiff. The things I've heard of you, Brownie, I think he's definitely going to Cardiff.
Yeah, fair play. Strange things about British football, haven't they?
Let's remember his statement before the Euros. I'm not going to tell you about my future because it'll cause something along the lines. It'll cause a big shock in football.
That's right. Yeah, he did say that. I remember he said that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There would be a big announcement.
If he was going to MLS, would that be a big shock? No, nobody'd be shocked. No. Where's the shock?
Barcelona.
And that's out of his own mouth. Remember, that's none of the speculation. That's Gareth Bale saying that himself. I can't remember what the actual words were. We can look it up in a minute. But it was like, my future is going to be the shock of football, and he knows where he's going, doesn't he?
Yeah, Cardiff.
Where else would you be shocked? Where else would you be shocked?
You wouldn't. Cardiff's a shock.
Yeah. Would you be shocked if he went to Arsenal? No.
No.
Would you be shocked if he went to a top team in Europe? No. Would you be shocked if he went to America? No. So where's the shock?
When you start putting the dots together like that, there's definitely a possibility. Probably, there is some probability there. For me, it still for me. Listen, I don't know what you know, and at the end of the day, we'll see, won't we? But for me, it just seems too much of a far stretch. And like, what's his name? Was it Box here in the chat?
Yeah. Hang on,
what he says is, I mean, Bale did get 4 braces in the Premier League last season. I mean, you're scoring 4 braces in the Premier League. You're not crap. I mean, you're not.
No, you're not crap. If you're a football, if he wants to do it, is one. But if someone saying now he's joining Arsenal, well, that wouldn't be a shock.
I agree. It's not a shock. I agree. It's not a shock. Yeah.
No, it could be a shock because it's Arsenal Tottenham, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
of course.
Fierce
rival. Yeah.
But that's not a shock.
No. And there's nothing about that on the cards either. There's been no rumours made going to Arsenal at all. So
and Arsenal got more leaks in my fucking wardrobe.
That's true. No, I mean, I forgot. Dave, actually, make you a point. I completely forgot that statement he made before the Euros.
Yeah.
When you put that into perspective, there is maybe something going on here.
Well, it's probably a shock. We know there's a shock coming. So if it's not Cardiff City, what is it? Swansea.
Maybe he's going to retire. Like Paul just said in the chat. Maybe he's going to retire.
He said last night in his desires to continue playing football for another couple of years. And he will always play for Wales whilst he's playing football. He said that.
Cameron Toot, so I don't know if he says his name, Cameron Tout or Cameron Toot in the chat. He said, you have signed some big names before, at the end of their careers, but like the likes of Fowler and Hasselbank, Kevin Campbell, these higher profile players towards the end of their careers, but you still managed to sign them,
Yeah.
Well,
from Gareth Bale, there's a shock coming, right? Because he said that. And last night he said his desire is to continue to play for Wales as long as he can play football. Right? So that's Gareth Bale saying that.
Yeah.
Now, if there was a big hoo-ha, if he'd announced he was signing for Cardiff before the Euros, more people would have been talking about that in the Welsh team and the Euros, wouldn't they?
Yeah, he probably wanted to keep the focus away from him and keep it on the team, obviously, for the Euro.
Exactly. Well, I'd like anyone in the panel in the comment. What could be the Gareth Bale shock that Gareth Bale himself said? Yeah, is going to happen. And if it's not gonna happen,
I mean, when it comes to shock, I mean, I see the suggestions are like, yeah, he's going to retire. He's going to play golf instead, take up professional golf instead, maybe.
You know what?
It'd be a shock.
But he said last night he's going to continue playing for Wales, right? And he's going to continue playing football. So the retirement one's out the window. He's on 96 caps. You're not going to retire on 96 caps, you.
No, but he has at the same time he does have to maintain a certain level of football, doesn't he, to be able to play for Wales?
Exactly. So he's going to play at Cardiff City.
So if Cardiff City, you know, playing every other week or whatever, if that's good enough for Wales, then sure, yeah. I mean, okay, it can make sense, I suppose.
Makes a lot of sense.
Stefan still thinks he's going to United. Nah.
He won't go to United. The only reason he won't go to United for is because he couldn't keep the standard up all season.
They're still going for Sancho as well, aren't they? Sancho's
done. Sancho's done.
That way. Bale's not going to man. That's not a shock anyway. That wouldn't be a shock.
Nah, that's true.
That won't be a shock.
Next week.
It's going to Glamorgan. Was it called Glamorgan? Where it's good?
Yeah, but that wouldn't be a shock, though, would it? He's joined the conference. Would that be a shock? No.
They got film stars there now, Mike. Maybe he's going to be in the Netflix series.
Yeah.
Hey, there's one. Yeah. That could be a shock. I can't see it. But...
Yeah, he's going to be an actor instead. He's going to be James Bond.
What's the odds on him joining Wrexham? Is it even odds on?
There. I know that you played. You played the other story down regarding Jonathan, that he, his agent, Jonathan. What's his name now?
Barnett.
Yeah.
What's your take? You know more information about it. It may have been a coincidence. It may not have. You take it away.
I just think it's a coincidence, right? Because Jonathan Barnett for years owned the Stella Group, and he basically sold out. Really, he took investment in from ICM, an American corporation, right? Who have expanded. They've amalgamated Stella and ICM, and it's now ICM Stella Group, right? So now they got offices in America and stuff like that. For American to expand the business, American sports stars and all the rest of it. So you would sort of think, oh, maybe that's MLS, then he's going to go, right? But that wouldn't be a shock.
It wouldn't.
That wouldn't be a shock at all. So I don't think it's. I think that's just a coincidence more than anything, Browner, to be honest.
Okay. So is he still representing Bale? You think?
Yes, with the Stella Group still represent Bale. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Barnett basically owned the whole of Stella. Yeah, he's still at Stella, but millions of pounds or whatever's come in, and other people have come in. But he's still an important part of the organisation.
Right. Okay.
So he's just took investment.
So Bale would have been. There's a football agency contract, right? Runs for 2 years. That's all you can have it for. So if I signed you, Browner, I can only sign you for 2 years.
Oh, fucking God help me. God help me.
Yeah, 50. I'll never sign you fucking again. I can tell that now. But you can only sign for 2 years. That's the law. Then you have to re-sign. But he's been with Stella since he was in Southampton. Yeah? And so he obviously just re-signed the deal. So when the takeover took place, if you want to call it a takeover, the contract is still with the Stella Group anyway. It's not with Jonathan Barnett. It's with the Stella Group.
Yeah.
He was a premium client, so he gets the main man. He gets Barnett looking after him rather than an understudy. Do you know what I mean? That's all that is.
Right. I know it's a random question, but going on your previous experience with Peter Ridsdale and Robbie Fowler, which ended up going to court. Ethan Ash, I got a question for how many will he score for Cardiff in a season?
Well,
if you don't know, before Robbie Fowler signed for Cardiff City, our friend Daya here had a bet with Peter Ridsdale. Go on, Daya, you take it away.
Well, when I was in the football agency game then, and I used to speak regularly with Peter, shall we say? We had our ups and downs, but he said he was signing Robbie Fowler, right? And he said, could you get me Fowler first of all? He said, or do you know anyone who could, talk Fowler coming into Cardiff? I said, what do you want to fucking sign him for? Fucking that's like signing Red Rum to win the fucking Grand National. Right? I said, you don't want to fucking sign him. And he said, yeah, Robbie's God, he said. He scored us 30 goals this season. He'll get us 30 goals in the championship. I think to myself, fucking hell, Fowler's on the pop, right? Hang on. I said, you're talking shite. I said, I bet you $5,000. $5,000 he doesn't score more than 8 goals this season. Right, 8 league goals. Right. And so obviously he didn't. He scored 3, I think it was 3 or 4.
Yeah. Single figures, definitely.
Yeah, single figures. Miles off the 30 that Risdale was banking on. And then, so I bet Risdale $5,000. That's a lot.
And he didn't pay. So Steve
he didn't pay. No, he didn't pay up. So I put him in court. So,
Did you get that $5,000 in the end?
Nah, well, what he done.
Go on. Do you want?
He cheated, right? He cheated. I knew I wouldn't win in court because it's a bet, and you can't go to court on bets, right? Yeah. So when the $5,000 didn't turn up, I just for a laugh, I just put him in a county court and went to the press with it and said Peter Risdale's in the county court, right? He owes me $5,000 on the bet.
Oh, I laughed my head off when I opened the paper and seen his.
Hell yeah, big full page, isn't it? So, how Risdale actually got out of it, right? He said, "No, I've played it, Steve." Because after the bet, I told people, if I win the bet, I will donate the money to charity, right? Which the club's charity at the time was Cystic Fibrosis Trust, which my son's got cystic fibrosis. So I used to do a lot of charity work for cystic fibrosis. And so I said, I'll give it a charity. And so at the end of the season, and then Julian Jenkins, who was the commercial director at Cardiff City at the time, was a good mate of mine, Jenks. And we've done a bit of business together over the years. And Jenks said, Steve, he said, I'm going to make the club charity this year, the Cystic Fibrosis Trust. I thought, well, that's fantastic, right? And so, that's when the fans kept the coins in the bucket and all the rest of it, right?
Oh, come on, man. Fuck no.
Well, no, this is how Risdale gets in, if you ask, what happens.
No, come on.
Right? So anyway, how he got out of it, Risdale, he rang me up. He said, I've paid the $5,000. I said, how have you paid the $5,000? I haven't received it. No, it's gone to the Cystic Fibrosis Trust. I said, I went to a presentation last night and presented the money. Right? At this art decoration thing. I said, no, Risdale. I said, right, you owe me $5,000. What I do with that $5,000 is up to me, right? So you haven't paid your bet, right? And he said, yeah, I paid the $5,000 into the CF Trust for you. But what he'd done, he'd gone down this this art thing for the CF Trust and given them the fans' money that then donated to the team.
That's mad, isn't it?
That's mad. All over though,
Yeah.
If you shake his hand, you got to count how many fingers you got left.
Honestly, if you walked in and told me it was raining outside, I'll go outside and still fucking check the weather.
Yeah.
Right. Ethan, Brownie, where did you hear the news about the meeting? Don't ignore the question. I actually rang people in Spain. I'm not going to reveal sources. They know the sources. He does question them, but I got my faith in them, and things are starting to add up now. Especially with what the information day is coming out of as well. 1 and 1 definitely adding up to 2, and the basically the trail is starting to become a snake, really. I wouldn't call anyone a snake, but you know what I mean. You adding up the dots, basically.
When you think about it.
Sam as an outsider, hang on, Sam as an outsider, now that I've spoken to Dale and myself regarding it, as a spokesperson of the bullshit brigade.
The bullshit
Right?
brigade. Yeah,
What do you think at the moment?
Yeah, I just want to say just a quick shout out to my friend Guna Vettler in the chat.
Okay.
Who's jumped in there.
Sorry.
So,
There you go. I do
just,
apologize. I do apologize.
good evening. He's writing to me in Norwegian there. So yeah, how you doing, mate? He's saying go to bed. I'm not going to bed yet, mate. Not going to bed yet.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, cheers, Guna. Thanks for dropping by.
And subscribe. Hey, come on.
Yeah, subscribe. Yeah, while you're here, do that. Subscribe. Yeah, drop a like, subscribe. It'd be great. Yeah, from an outside perspective, even though a lot of it doesn't make sense when you look at the stature of the player, the profile. He's still only 32. He's not at the end of his career. Going to Cardiff is like a type of end your career type of thing when you're 34, 35, that type of thing. But having said that, there's a lot of those dots that you're talking about that do make sense.
Yeah.
What Daya said, a lot of good information there that does make sense. The bookies are down, was it 3-1 now, or even 2-1?
2-1.
So, I mean, the bookies, they don't normally mess things up that much, do they? I mean, they normally have good sources of information as well. So, and then the one thing that I think really sort of got me to really think about it was Daya said, what I completely forgot was his actual statements before the Euros, when he said, he didn't want to come out and cause a huge, basically a huge, ruckus about everything before the Euros, because he said something, it would be a huge thing. He didn't want to take the focus away from the Euros. So when you add all those dots together, and he's actually said these things, that's not speculation. He has actually said those things. Then for me, it starts to make a lot more sense. And even though Brownie, your reputation isn't exactly stellar when it comes to predictions and what's going to happen and everything. This one could actually maybe make more sense now than what I thought. It could maybe happen.
Not every transfer works out. I know that, but
Sam, you actually hit the nail on the head when you said, when you think about it, your words were when he can be asked.
Yeah.
Right. So that, and I agree. Right. So you've read that in his body language and in his performance. Right. Well, that tells me he can't be asked to go and play top flight football for Man United anymore. And everybody's like that. I've had companies. Business is no different, really, I suppose. But I just didn't enjoy that business anymore. So I flopped it. Yeah? Because there's no point doing something. I'm a big believer.
You don't enjoy.
You're not enjoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
People will be very surprised to know how many football players, as their career progressed, actually have fallen out with football. Bobby Zamora is one of them.
Yeah.
He was slagged off when he said he doesn't watch any football anymore. Doesn't like football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when your life focuses change, family, so on and so forth, your mentality do change.
Yeah. And Bale did. He did raise some eyebrows as well, didn't he? Well, I mean, I think a lot of people started questioning his motivation and his let's say his drive within football when he started focusing so much on golf and all of that. When he was spending all his time playing golf and
in some way,
that's
one of the reasons why I believe, like Ronaldo would probably go on to play to his 38, 39, maybe 40, right? Bale will never get that far. If you listen to how Ronaldo trains, right?
Yeah.
Funny enough, they were talking about on the show tonight on ITV or whatever it was. Ronaldo Vieira was saying about his training regimes and everything. Every day without fail, more. Gareth Bale gets out of training, goes plays golf because he wants to play golf, and he loves golf. Yeah. You've got to love golf. If you're gonna stick a golf course in your back garden, right?
Yeah,
you've got to be a big golf is your passion. right?
Yeah.
So, and the other thing, the funny thing when we talk about golf, where he lives in the lake, apart from the golf course at his back garden, he's surrounded by golf courses.
Oh, unbelievable. Me and you, dear, lived in that area for years.
Yeah, but he's got to go training. He's only got to go down the road, down the A48. He's there in 10 minutes, do his hour of training, 2 hours, whatever they do, and go play golf. If you've got to go to Tottenham, yeah, and you know,
so he was living in Wales and commuting to London
a lot of the time, yeah. And I think you find that's why Mourinho wasn't too impressed and didn't play him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean,
he's probably got a fucking helicopter, mate, to take him to training.
I was just gonna say he could probably afford one, couldn't he? I mean, yeah.
But,
I mean, there's a lot of it does make sense. The more when you look at all the different dots, as you're saying, and stuff that he's actually said, that's not even speculation, it's stuff he's actually said. Then there is a lot of sense to it. There really is.
It's like David James. David James wanted to live in Devon, out of the limelight, so he used to travel to Portsmouth and other clubs by helicopter to go training every day.
Yeah, Bristol City, one of the Wurzels he ended up at.
He lived next door to my mate, Robbie Ash. No, seriously, he lived next door to Robbie Ash, and the helicopter will go up. They do the school run in the morning, see him on the school run, and they go back, get his helicopter, go off for training.
Bellamy, lived by there. Yeah, we know.
And when the David James went bankrupt.
Yeah.
No
I mean, he wasn't on that much money at the time, anyhow. I mean, the money must have blown on helicopters. Bloody hell, they're not cheap, are they? I mean, to rent them or lease them or whatever it is.
One of the nicest blokes I ever met, who was a striker at Cardiff, who didn't like football at all.
Hang on, I'll be back.
Yeah. No worries.
Was Peter Thorne. Peter Thorne had no interest in football whatsoever.
Yeah.
Loved his surfing.
What Stefan says is right, man.
Yeah.
Footballers, footballers, that's their job. They might not like it.
Peter Thorne was just good at football. Didn't mean he didn't hate it, but he wasn't, if you saw Peter Thorne, he lived in Cambridge, and you see Peter, what was the score in 3 o'clock Sunday game? I don't know, I don't watch football. Never watch football.
Right.
He never watched football on a telly like we all do. He was good at it. Surfing was his big thing. Loved surfing.
Yeah. So footballers have all that things.
Right. Ethan comes back. Cardiff obviously thinking Bale will bring a bunch of supporters financially. Right. This is a point I've got to make. Right. If this did happen, and it is a big if, I'll be honest with you. It is one of the best charity fucking donations you could ever give to your local football club.
Yeah.
It really, really is. No,
just remember, he's a Cardiff boy. And he is a Cardiff lad, isn't he? All his mates are Cardiff fans. Right? He's only got a sign. Imagine a shirt set. Fucking hell.
I know. Sales would be amazing, man.
The whole family at Cardiff.
Yeah.
So it's what I would do. If I was in Bell's shoes, I'd say, right, I'll sign for Cardiff. I still enjoy playing. I'll get some desire out of that. I'll get some passion out of playing for Cardiff. Great to try and take him to the Premiership. Right? And the commercial benefits, they could do a deal anyway, couldn't they? They say, right, I tell you what, all the commercial
sponsor to come in on it.
Yeah. They can cut him a deal, can't they? Right, 10% of all sales on shirts and tickets and this and that and all the rest of it. But I don't think he's that interested in the money, to be honest with you. I know. But when you've got so much money like that, you can't have. It's hard to get the desire. I know a bloke who's got a business and he's probably worth, he's got to be 500 million, right?
Yeah.
And all he does now is go on cruises because that's all he enjoys, going on cruises, right? Now, he lost his interest in his business once he got to 300 million. Which you can't play him in, really, can you? Alan Sugar's, he's a bit different, I suppose. But He lives in
I
Florida.
know what you're talking about.
He
I know what you're
because he wants to be in Florida. You didn't want for him
I
flying
know
his
what
own
you're
air.
talking about.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Go on, now.
No, no.
Go on,
no.
hit me
I
with
know
it.
you. No, because I can't remember his fucking name. But I know what you're talking about. Anyway, go on.
Right, anyway. So he lost his whole desire of his business. Right? I won't tell you what business. I'm not going to give it away. Right? But he just went cruising. He just fell in love with cruising. So he could go around the world on a 6-month cruise, come back, have 3 months in the pub and go on another cruise. Do you mean? So you get that sort of...
It's a nice life if you can have it, isn't it? Fuck it.
Yeah.
It's a nice life.
Yeah, but you don't have to ever worry, do you? Most people go to work to make a living, don't they? Yeah? People don't enjoy going to work.
Nah.
Just make a living, yeah.
Okay, I heard this. Now it's only.
I think the giveaway, like you said, Sam, is the desire. There's no. I don't think that's the desire. We saw that at Tottenham this season.
Well, like you say, I mean, if he now is sort of changing tact and changing, you know, what he wants to do and everything, and like you say, if he's happy with a few $100 million, you know, that's enough for him and everything. Because you know what it's like with these players and their money. You know, they're so tight with it. I mean, you know, that's the thing. When you're on 500K a week, you know, I'll be thinking, oh, you're going to try and get as much of that as you can, you know. But maybe not. Maybe Gareth Bale is different. I don't know him. You know him. I mean, you say you know him, so you know, I don't know him, so I can only go by your word. And yeah, so if he doesn't want to,
I don't know him. I don't know him. Pick the phone up now and say hello, Gareth. I've met him a couple of times.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You do actually know. Yeah. You know him more as a person than a lot of people, anyway. But but 500K a week. 500K a week is a lot of money to give up, though, isn't it? And that's the thing. You know, if he wants to do that, then it's up to him.
It's only one season, Sam, and it still gets settled. He's not going to say
if he gets 50% of that.
Yeah, if he gets 50% for not playing.
Yeah.
And
then
that's a lot of money. Paid elsewhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, that's true. Yeah. Can happen.
And the other thing, I think the other thing we need to watch out for is do Cardiff sell Kiefer Moore if you got Gareth Bale coming down the wing?
No, they shouldn't.
No, exactly.
And I tell you another thing we're spewing after today is the fucking Welsh mainstream media. They have been wankers all day today, Steve.
Oh, I know, Jeff.
They have been following just whatever we put out, bang, they've been following it because they know damn well we beat them to a fucking story. And they are fucking hating it.
They've got their connections at the end of the day. That Paul Danabo, what he calls himself, and the South Wales media. But they haven't got the bottle to put it totally into print yet.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll tell you why. Right? Because Cardiff City are sworn to secrecy on this, and Cardiff City dominate, and I'll tell you from experience this, dominate the South Wales Echo. Now, if Cardiff have said to keep it quiet, well, all the Euros, Gareth Bale, his agent, don't want any of it out, as Gareth Bale said himself, whilst the Euros were going on. Right? So if all this deal's been done in the background, Cardiff can't say a thing and don't want it in the media. But if you're a South Wales Echo journalist and you write the actual article, right? Yeah. And Cardiff City don't like it, you'll be banished from the ground. They give you the blackball. They blackball you. Right? I did it with loads of journos down there in the pub.
Yeah.
If you write something that Cardiff City didn't want out, you're done. But you make your living for writing about Cardiff City or Swansea City, whatever. Right? So that's what they've done today. They know. You can tell what they're writing.
Yeah.
They know. And they're suggesting it, but they're not putting it as a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
To cover their ass.
But you know what? When they give credits to other bloody media organisations, whether big or small, and then when it comes to Bale going to Cardiff, it's a little suggestion or a little murmur between Cardiff fans. Fuck off, you twat.
Yeah.
You know, you want to give fucking credit to everybody.
But they also, I wouldn't call them twats I think it's a bit
I
strong.
would actually.
But one article I read, wouldn't it be great if Gareth now came home to his homeboy town, right, and nurtured the players through to go to the World Cup? Well, hang on a minute. That's what other articles have said, but said it's happening, right?
Yeah.
Or possibly happening. And then their word in it just is, wouldn't it be nice? We could all but dream. And things like this, you know, come on, have some bollocks. Either write it or don't write. But they know what's going on. They've got more snouts in that Welsh camp, like the likes of, I shouldn't say, but like physios, sports scientists, all the normal backroom staff all know what's going on, right?
And Bill would have told,
for fuck's sake, for fucking month. They know what's going on.
And Bill would have told a few of his friends.
And that links out into the area that they all live.
Yeah.
You know, you all drink the same pub. I tell you the pub, Aaron Hounds and the Birthday.
Yeah.
You all drink the same pub.
You
tell me you know the pub when I
have a couple of beers and people have open mouths.
You know, there's all that going on in the background as well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't give a shit. He's not good enough for England, and he's not good enough for West Ham. So, you know. But
I'm going to put something to you there. We touched on it last night, but the murmurs of within Cardiff fans have grown throughout the day because of a Bale issue. Sam is an Arsenal fan as well. Aaron Ramsey, a little younger than Bale, but he's got 1 year left on Juventus. If he sees this working with Gareth Bale, with the Welsh FA and Cardiff, could Ramsey follow in his footsteps after his Juventus contract?
Possibly. Wouldn't be the first time he's come back to Cardiff, would it?
No, because he come back on loan when after breaking his leg.
I would think. I don't know anything here. But
no, I know. I know
what you're saying. I would think Aaron Ramsey's probably. How old is he now? 30?
Nate, do you want to have a look?
Yeah, 29, I think, isn't he? Double check.
29. I would say he's got a bit of a future still in the Premier League myself. He probably still has got that desire.
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think he's quite where Gareth Bale is in terms of lacking motivation.
Ramsey's still a class player and still got it all about him, I think.
Yeah, but think about it. Think about it then. Fingers crossed. You know, as a Cardiff fan, fingers crossed. We were talking 12 months on. Cardiff could have got promoted with Bale in there.
Oh, yeah, anything's possible. Ramsey's all possible that
Ramsey's 30. Ramsey's 30.
So he'd be 31.
It's 30.
Probably 2 years off, isn't he? But hey, if Cardiff get to the Premiership, right, then I think you find as well the big thing for Bale is the Welsh thing more than the Cardiff City thing. His desire, and you've only got to watch his body language, and this is not me knowing anything, right? You just watch his body language. He leads. He has the circle as the captain. He leads them all on. He does all the interviews. He's leading that squad. His passion to play for Wales is far higher than it is to play for Real Madrid. He even held the flag up. Come on, he even held the flag up. Wales first, Gold second, Madrid 3. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Looking here, Ramsey looks like he's coming back to Arsenal.
Don't know about that.
There's a lot of talk of that, isn't there?
They've been talking about that for 2 or 3 years now, haven't they?
A lot of talk.
Yeah, with Arsenal wonder kid going the other way.
Which wonder kid?
Just see, it's a wonder kid.
You ain't got any.
Well, they talk about Smith Rowe. I mean, that would never happen.
No, for Lawrence something.
Balogun.
Balogun, aye.
Yeah, Balogun. Yeah, no, they're not letting go of him. No way. That's never happening. He just signed a contract with Arsenal.
Yeah. So. Could happen. You never know. Stuff's happened like that before. People saying contract.
Well, I would say it's highly unlikely. Let's put it that way, then, because he's just signed a contract with Arsenal. So
I don't see how Juventus are going to get out of that. Personally, I can't see. What's it? He's on 400 grand a week, and he Juventus because he was on a free contract. He's a free agent, wasn't he?
And then on just 3 hours ago broke that Aaron Ramsey still hopes of Juventus' future.
Yeah.
I can't see how Juventus, are going to sort that out. I think that whether they like it or
they don't have the money. They don't have the money. Juventus don't have the money for 400. Juventus don't have the money to keep giving him 400k a week. No way.
Right. Well, that could be interesting, then, couldn't it?
Yeah. No, Juventus are struggling financially. They need to sell players.
Reports in Italy on Friday was that they're going to terminate his contract, but Ramsey says that's not true.
Well, if you're on 400 grand a week, you don't want your contract terminated unless you find somebody else to pay you 400 grand a week. Yeah.
Yeah. But his contract runs out now, doesn't it? Isn't it now? It runs out, or is it next season?
There's a year left.
There's a year left, yeah. Yeah.
Box ticker. Just to let you know, I've been talking to Benjamin Bloom this evening, and when it happens, and I'm saying when rather than if, we will be doing a collaboration. And I love Benjamin Bloom. I think he's a great channel, great character as well.
Who is he?
Who is he?
He's a YouTuber who concentrates on the EFL, and really, his channels really get more and more popular with non-EFL. Really good, Nathan.
I'll have to check him out.
He's going to be going on True Geordie because he does really host it really well. So
I'll have to check him out.
Another thing,
I have directly spoken to Benjamin Bloom for about an hour this evening regarding it. So please, you haven't ignored it. He's probably talking to me at the same time.
Sam, Cardiff City chairman, Mehmet Dowman, right, done a podcast video, like a YouTube show with Andy Campbell, the previous Cardiff City striker. And this rumour of Bale going to Cardiff had circulated, broke out weeks ago.
Yeah.
12 weeks ago. And everybody had heard this rumour. All the football message boards, all the message boards is all over. And we know Mehmet Dowman reads them. Right? And he's admitted he reads them. But when it comes to the interview, a Cardiff fan piped up in the chat and asked him the question. Is it true that Gareth Bale's signing? Right? Are the rumours true? And he couldn't deny it because obviously he knew it's happening, right? Potentially, right? So he said he hadn't heard the rumour. Now he must have been the only Cardiff fan who hadn't heard the rumour, right? Now this is on. This is on all the Cardiff message boards that he admits that he reads, right? Yeah.
Porky pies. That's what
Sam,
it's not, he's not telling porky pies. He's deflecting from saying he can't say no and he can't say yes.
He can't say anything really, can he? So he's trying to.
Comment, if Gareth wants to come to play for $5,000 a week at Cardiff City, he's more than welcome.
But you just telling porky pies on other issues doing the same interview, which I pulled him up on.
Yeah, we're going to go all over that again, do we?
I don't know, no, but well done from getting him on in the first place, but absolute nonsense he come out with. Like,
it's a PR statement, isn't it? But it was interesting how he was the only person who hadn't heard the rumour.
Yeah. Well, exposes him, doesn't it? Exposes him.
Would you take him at Arsenal, Sam?
In my opinion, normally he would have said, "Yeah, I've seen the rumours. I can't see that happening, mate."
Sam, would you take Bale at Arsenal?
Bale at Arsenal, nah.
Nath at Newcastle?
No, too old.
Fucking hell. Well, I had sleep Bruce again. His Bruce fucking back, isn't he? And
Steve
you're going
Bruce put on that old number 4, just real tight.
Hang on, this is a team who fucking had Andy Carroll back fucking last season.
Which I didn't agree with.
Interesting though. What?
Yeah, he plays, doesn't he?
He doesn't play. His contract's been terminated. Actually.
Where does he live now? Did he move back to Newcastle? Do you know if
he
he moved back to
Newcastle.
Newcastle? Because he
moved back, yeah.
Are you
Stewart's house in Chigwell.
I heard he lives in Nathan's attic. Fucking pissed on the Budweiser.
No, seriously.
He moved back to
bought
Newcastle.
Rod Stewart's man just before he left West Ham. Probably 6 months beforehand, he bought Rod Stewart's old house in Chigwell. And that's fucking huge. So
he moved back.
But he definitely moved. I always thought, that's fucking strange. I'll buy that and then move to Newcastle. Whether he's just kept it.
He's probably kept it and just bought the house.
Yeah. Just wondered. What
was the result in Copa America? We couldn't do Copa America today simply because it didn't have a 1 o'clock kickoff. What the fuck, like, you know?
I know. It was Brazil 1-1 and it was Peru 1-0.
Told you Peru, didn't I, Nate?
I had Peru as well. Yeah.
Oh, look, you've been a fucking betting fucking. How much are you down now? Over the week, how much are you down?
50 quid.
Oh, right, not too bad. Right, tomorrow games. Who's playing tomorrow?
France,
Switzerland is the late kickoff. The early kickoff is
Spain, Croatia.
Croatia and Spain.
Viva España! Viva! Right.
I think Spain should win.
Switzerland, 3-0 France. I think you're going to fucking easily do. If Italy can put 3 past Switzerland, France definitely can.
2-0 France.
There?
Yeah, France going to win that one.
3-0 France.
Sam, what's your score?
I reckon 2-1.
Yeah. So they play Italy, would they in next round, am I right?
Yes, they would play Italy on the Friday, I think.
That'd be a good game. Right, and the other one? Oh, Spain, Croatia, no.
Spain.
Spain will win 3-0.
No, not playing that brilliantly.
No, Morata.
They'll scrape a win, probably 1-0.
Morata reminds me of
Timo Werner.
I was going to say, who's that bloody Villa player that he plays for fucking Crystal Palace now? That Belgian player.
Michy Batshuayi.
Not bad.
Tomorrow you will see.
He played for Villa, scored a few goals.
He's shootout.
What?
Could be a penalty shootout tomorrow. Yeah, it could be.
Really?
No. Who's that big lump of that Belgian player?
Spain,
Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you not fucking listening or what?
Villa, he plays for Palace now.
Yeah.
Is we talking about striker? What, Darius Vassell?
No, the Belgian guy.
Batshuayi.
Benteke.
Benteke. Yeah. Morata reminds me of Benteke.
Yeah, he's a miss merchant.
He's shit as well. So.
Fucking useless.
But I just
drop Morata tomorrow. Right?
I hope so. I really hope so. If they don't, my prediction will change. It will be 1-0 Spain. If Morata ain't playing, it'll be 3-0. But if he is playing, then it's 1-0.
Dale, what do you think? Are you Viva España? Are you Viva España or are you Puta España? Which one?
No, it'd be 1-1 at full time or at the end of extra time, right? And I think we'll see the first penalty shootout tomorrow.
And who'll win the penalty shootout?
Well, fuck knows. Anybody in it,
because Croatia, Perisic is out because he's got COVID. So interesting, isn't it?
You could never. Anybody can win on penalties, but so that's why I'm predicting a penalty shootout, and one of them will win. But I think tomorrow the game will be a 1-1 penalty shootout.
Before we finish off, right? Before we finish off, I know that Isco thing by Pedro was published as a right. So what's he saying with Isco? So what's Isco saying for a minute? Because because I know Bellamad, I know Isco's bloody relations and Pedro, right? I just want to double check before fucking.
What do you want to know?
Is
You know when you know the roof bar in Las Aranas?
Yeah.
Right. Isco was there this weekend. He's obviously, as you know, he's from Bellamad, isn't he? Right?
Yeah.
And Sam
because
Wan,
he wants out to Real Madrid as well.
Eh?
He wants out to Real Madrid as well.
Well, he mentions that actually. Let's have a look. But he was home for San Juan, right? Because it's San Juan last week.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, right, okay.
Which, as you know, is a big family festival.
Very big, yeah.
Very big, right? It's not like over here you just pop down to see your auntie or whatever. But his parents still live in Bellamad and everything, right? And San Juan is where all the families get together. They then go to the beach. They have bonfires. They were banned, I think, the bonfires this year, weren't they? With COVID and that. But they normally have bonfires on the beach. Midnight, they all walk into the sea backwards. It's a massive thing.
Bonfires. No.
Massive.
Loads of tagging on the beaches.
But anyway.
Right, anyway, yeah.
Anyway, Isco said in the roof bar in Las Aranas.
Yeah.
Well, where are we? Gareth is a lovely man. And I was sad to see him and his team go out of the Euros yesterday. I know he will be hurt. They used to be roommates, I think, as well, weren't they? But as he knows, he had plenty more time with Wales. We are very close friends for several years now, and he has always expressed his desire to play for his hometown club in Wales. From what I understand, that dream is about to take place for him. Whilst I know he will be emotionally upset at present, he will recover and will set his focus on his Welsh dream. Isco, who himself was left out of the Spanish squad, also said he doesn't know currently where his future lies. It's been a strange season, and with a new manager will come new ideas, he said. I hope to remain with Madrid. He said, while refuting local news stories, he's back in Bellamad for talks with former club Malaga CF. No, I am home to celebrate San Juan with the family. That's all, and we return home next week, he confirmed.
Well, there's no way he's going back to Malaga. No fucking stay there.
No, exactly.
But Cuddy.
But that'd be the local gossip.
Yeah, no.
Gossip.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know the local gossip, when it's like Brownie.
Yeah.
But that's what he said in Las Aranas.
I know
even
Pedro.
His teammates.
I know Pedro,
and I think they were roommates.
No. You know what? I think that's 100% true. I think that's absolutely 100% true.
I do. Things can go wrong with these things, right? But I think, come back to it. Just forget all the press talk and all the rest of it. Put the jigsaw pieces together. The shock. Where's the shock? Like we discussed earlier. Where is the shock? If somebody can give me a different shock, I'll be really interested to hear it, right? So you got Gareth Bale saying that. You got Isco saying that, right? Everything that we've covered, all the points where it all makes sense. What else?
Yeah.
But Bale himself, the biggest giveaway, one for me, right? If I was a detective inspector, I'd say Mehmet Dowman gave it away, looking back. I'm saying he's never heard the rumour. That's bollocks, because it was all over Cardiff City message boards, right? At the time. So that in the same breath, Mehmet Dowman tells you he reads message boards, right? And I know he does, because Anis has told me how it all comes out, blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden, he has a memory blank and doesn't know about this rumour. That tells you he can't say yes and he can't say no. He can't deny. He hasn't got something to deny, so he swans it off. Then he makes a flippant,
flippant comment.
Cheeky remark. If Gareth wasn't like,
but where I'm getting it, the reason I'm believing that is because I know that every time Isco comes back, don't get me wrong, he never forgets his roots. He's very, 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 very grateful for the career he's had, and he, many things he does for people at Ben Madner, right? But also as well, I know that when he does go back to Ben and Madner, and he has a couple of drinks, he talks. I know that.
Well, they all do in Spain, don't they?
I know.
It's different there. If people don't understand this in Britain, but Spanish football players go to a bar in Spain, right? And it's the big social event. And their culture is totally different. They're buying I've seen a football player. I'm not going to say who it is. He only played for Malaga. But go into a bar and pay for everybody's meals. And they're all, it's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, let's knock on the head. I can see Sam almost doing a tufty on us. Go ahead. Nathan, are you on YouTube later on or what?
Well, yeah.
Nathan, I tell you what, give the details of your channel and so on. Then we'll go with Sam, and then we'll go to Daya, and then we'll knock off.
Yeah, my channel's called Nathan's Watch-Alongs. I do all different watch-alongs, UFC, football watch-alongs, boxing, any watch-alongs.
Is that your nana, Nate?
Aye.
Right, okay.
He watches along with his nana. Nana watch along.
Hello. Come on, man.
His nana.
You sing Nana a song?
Nana watch along.
So yeah,
what's she doing? What's she bringing you? A bucket of buds, was she?
No.
Nave, what was she knocking you up for?
I didn't have my door closed.
No. What she was saying, Nathan, your delivery of Budweiser just arrived.
Yeah, got another truck of Budweiser for the next watch along.
Yeah, so I do any watch alongs. We've hit 120 subscribers, hoping to get to 150 by next 2 weeks. So yeah, then we'll hopefully start getting to 200. Then the real work starts.
Sam, go on.
Yeah, I'm just a guest on different channels at the moment. Sometimes on here, sometimes with Ryan on the Mr. Arsenal podcast. Sometimes on with Scott Mason on the Red Cannon. Sometimes on with the Blind Gooner, the Arsenal Fan Circle, Thursday night, sometimes late there to the American lads. I'm a bit everywhere, to be honest. Enjoy that and enjoy being here as well with you guys. Always a laugh with you guys. Good fun. So thanks for having me. Thanks for everyone in the chat as well. A lot of good people in the chat as always. And
yeah.
Let's do it again soon, eh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. While you're on here, I just want to point out, Sam. Everyone does ask about you. Where you are working? You know, they think I killed you half the time. You haven't seen Sam in ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a lot of work on that.
Steve.
Yeah, I appear on Football with Brownie, unpaid, right? So I started the Dave's Banter Show, but I've got 45 subscribers, or 25, maybe 25. No, 45. I think. We've only ever had two shows.
4.5.
We struggle to get guests on. Pardon?
4.5.
What did you say?
4.5 subscribers.
Oh, yeah, but I'm at least 25. I think it's 45, right? And the biggest problem is we have trouble getting guests on because they got no bollocks. Because they're too scared to come on for an interrogation from Daya.
You can't.
I don't get the time to do it. I will. I'm going to step it up. I am going to step it up. Because
it is
a lot of Brownie's viewers get bored with the show and want to step with the fact.
Really, YouTube is really hard work.
Yeah, YouTube is hard work. Get when you run the channel.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. Right, I've done 2 shows. I'm already fucked.
Brownie walked off the first one.
He did, yeah. Brownie stormed off the first show was my biggest hits one. for a 20-second show, I've had about 500 views on that of just Brownie coming on and storming off.
Fuck off. Right. Thank you very much, guys. Same again tomorrow. Watch along, and anything else happens, we know. And
yeah, I'll be on the watch
guys,
along. So yeah,
you all know you're more than welcome to the daily roundup tomorrow. More than welcome. Yeah. Let me know. And thank you very much, everyone in chat. Great chat as usual. The numbers are going up. Please subscribe. Please get your friends to subscribe as well. Create a bigger community. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.